let's jump into the show because, or if not, we'll probably end up debating what you put on corn, which was what we were debating before we.
Yeah, how did it get there?
Yeah, and OTAs in the house. OTAs in the house. And that means organized team activities, right? For a long time, I thought it meant off-season team activities.
Right.
Organized team activities. The team organize it. The players show up voluntarily. But it's one of those things where it's not voluntary. We demand it of you, much like CK tried to demand the superfan earlier. It's like this. We shame them. We're like, why aren't they here? Joe Person goes, hey, I ain't seen this person. We've got some injury news, surgery news coming up. But the star of the show, the belle of the ball, the man, the little elf on the shelf with his red shirt, 10 out of 10, boy. I mean, you walk into a room that's full of 10s and he's a 12. Number 9, Bryce Young in the house, taking team reps with the number 1.
Yeah, so a lot of news coming out of OTAs, some interesting news. Obviously, we're going to start where we always do nowadays. We're going to start with Bryce Young. And Bryce Young, in a very short amount of time, through rookie minicamp and Panthers OTAs, has really lived up to the billing of the most prepared rookie quarterback in the entire draft. Frank Reichman, speaking about him, says he's a 10 out of 10. Just complete command, control, poise. You could tell the way he was seeing it, the way he was working through progressions, accuracy in the throw. So our head coach is already ranting and raving about one Bryce Young and what he's been able to do with his attention to detail. So much so that fellow first-string quarterback, Andy Dalton, he went up to the podium at his press conference and said that Bryce Young noticed that one of the plays on the script today was written up wrong. It was incorrect. He was already able to point it out and then point it out to the staff and have them put the right verbiage connected to it. So Bryce Young is carrying himself in a manner that he was billed as this ultra prepared quarterback that's ready to hit the ground running and be the Luke Kuechly of the Carolina Panthers offense. And the final bit of news around Bryce is that even though him and Andy Dalton were splitting first team reps, Bryce Young got the majority of those first team reps. So what are we making so far of Bryce Young and all of the news about this wonderkind mind of a football player?
Well, I tell you one thing is he's so small, he fits perfectly in the slide right there. Look, he's standing right
Very
on the
easy to fit him
Panther.
in, yeah.
It is fitting perfectly right there. Who got it wrong on the script? That's what I want to know. Who the hell wrote it down wrong? We need to
Did they do it on
know.
purpose?
He said it was a tag that was just, it was like almost like mislabeled is kind of what I gathered. But that's even more impressive because it tells me that he's, again, paying attention to every detail of the playbook and the script that they're planning on putting out there. So I don't think it was a big deal. I think that there was let me rephrase. I don't think that the mistake was a big deal. I think it was very impressive that he was able to catch it based on the way that they describe what it was. And this is minute things. This is stuff that's not going to, necessarily translate to the football field. But if one of the things we're talking about this guy being is cerebral and he's catching this on his third week working with the team, I think that's something that's worth getting excited about.
No. Okay. I don't want to say that I'm not impressed at all, but to be truly honest with you, this is what I was sold. So, and there's another thing goes along with it. This is not playing the game of football. Okay. This
Greg,
is
what? Greg,
I'm telling
Greg,
you. Listen.
Greg.
Listen. I'm not saying
Wet
that I
towel.
don't think. No, you're right. I'm not saying that I don't think he can be good, but I want to see it in a game. You cannot tell me they are playing as hard in practice as they play in a game.
can't, yeah.
Period. I'm sorry. It's great that he's doing well. And that's awesome. I expect him to do well. He's the damn number 1 draft pick. I expect him to do well. But I'm still waiting for my judgment until I see him do it in a game.
So
Period.
Greg, I added this next one for you. In fact, a lot of people saw this and ran with it. Bryce Young threw a deep ball for
It's a
Adam
good tweet right
Thielen,
here.
and the pass was tipped by Jeremy Chin, prompting a bunch of people to sarcastically point out, but his passes weren't tipped in the SEC. Do you? I
It's
mean,
a good tweet.
Well-
It's a good tweet. It's short, sweet. It's in quote. Like, I love this. CJ
and from a
Anderson's,
Texan fan.
yeah.
I look at it like this, like, okay, see, and this is what's tough. This is what's so difficult about what I just said before and this right here, because I'm not saying that what he did doesn't look good. Okay, so I may have misspoken when I said I'm not impressed. I guess what I mean is this is what I expect of him, and I'm waiting for a game. With this situation right here where they're talking about his pass got tipped, the way I'm going to look at that is, one, he's not going to throw every pass perfect no matter who he is. So I get that. Two, I'm going to look at it as Jeremy Chin playing really good defense on a good ball.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
And the other part is people are reading this and they're hearing tip passes, and we're thinking, oh my God, it's because he's short and he got tipped at the line. This was a deep ball, and he tipped it away from the receiver at the point of the, at the point of the reception, right? That's the impressive part about what Jeremy Chin did. This isn't a knock on what, Bryce Young has done or that throw. And even with regard to his height, there hasn't been a single height issue that they've talked about. People are grasping onto this because they hear tipped ball and they think Baker Mayfield last year. That's just not the case.
Right.
Or they're just being fun, having fun and poking fun with it.
Oh, they are.
Because everybody's like, well, the SEC, I mean, that's the same as the NFL. I mean, it's the same. It's the same. Alabama's the same. Greg, you're the kid in class that gets mad because the other kid did all their homework.
No.
You're over there going, you're like, man, why you gotta ask the questions, asking the questions of the teacher all the time?
Because I did all my homework.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, that's fine. But you're sitting over there, you're like, this kid will never show. Bryce, we got it. Everybody knows it was an
teacher's
accident.
pet.
I'll pull the tape. I'll pull the tape right now. I'll pull the tape. Baker Mayfield in OTAs or in training camp and all that stuff. I'll pull the tape for Matt Corral. I'll pull the tape for Derek Anderson. I'll pull the tape for Will Greer. All that stuff that we talked about. How great they looked. Does it transfer to a game? That's all I'm worried about right now. That's why I'm saying I'm holding my judgment until I see it in a game. And I think he can. I just haven't seen it yet. So I'm not gonna bet on it because I haven't seen it yet.
RELAX.
Relax.
It's hard to when you take your truck to get your oil change.
Oh my God. Yeah,
it's hard to relax. All right.